Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, today we are talking about verb complements. Today we are going to learn what a verb complement is, what it does in a sentence, how to identify it, everything about it. So the lesson is going to be really advanced, it's going to be informative. Make sure you watch it until the end. I'm excited as always. I know you guys are too. Let's do this. Alright everybody, now let's understand what exactly a verb complement is. And before we do that, I want you to look at this. Look at this word verb complement, right? Break it down, look at these two words verb complements separately and try to make something out of it. Try to understand something from it. All right, verb plus complement. Now here I don't mean any verb, I mean an action verb specifically. All right, action verb. Now what is a complement? A complement in English is something that completes the meaning of that part, right? Gives information about it and completes its meaning. That is what a complement in English is. Now, what is a verb plus complement? Verb complement. It is something that completes the meaning of an action verb. It is actually an object that comes after an action verb and completes its meaning. All right. Now, what's going to happen without a verb complement? Without a verb complement, the sentence stops giving the meaning it intends to give, it wants to give, all right? And the sentence stops making sense in a way as well. You'll understand that going forward. Now let's look at the definition. A verb complement is usually an object, all right, that comes after a verb and completes its meaning. A verb complement is something which is an object usually that comes after a verb, an action verb, action verb, and completes its meaning. Without the verb complement, the sentence stops giving the same meaning and looks incomplete. Let me show you an example and make you understand. So when I say I want, it's a sentence. How? Because it has the subject I. Let me change the color. All right, it has the subject I and it also has a verb which is want. So it has both the elements that you need in order to form a sentence, a subject and a verb. But does it look complete? I want. When you say I want, a question comes to your mind which is what? What do you want? You want what? Right? You organically want to know what you want, right? So when I say I want, there is something that has to come after it, right? I must want something that is missing. That is the complement of the verb want. So I must want something. I want you. I want some food. I want pizza, right? So I can use an object after it and complete the meaning of the verb. Let's do that. I want pizza. I want you, right? I want money. I want all of you, right? I want what you have, right? So I must want something. So the object of the verb want must be there in order to complete the sentence, right? So the object here is the complement to the verb, is a complement to the verb want. It's a verb complement. All right. Now let me show you more examples and make you understand this. All right. Let's change the color of the pen. Example number 1. Let's pursue this course. Let's pursue this course. Now, can you just pursue? If I say let's pursue, you're going to ask what? Let's pursue what? There has to be something that we should pursue, right? Or we are going to pursue. There has to be something. It is incomplete to say let's pursue. The object of the verb pursue has to be there, which is this course. So this is the object of the verb, right? And it's working as a verb complement because it's completing the meaning of the verb, right? So it's an object, a direct object that is completing the meaning of the verb pursue, and therefore we're calling it a verb complement. All right, second example. I hope that you win this competition. I hope, let's change the color because there's something wrong with this color. I hope that you win this competition. If I just don't say anything after hope and end the sentence here, I hope, does it make any sense? If I say I hope, you're gonna ask what? You hope what? There has to be something that you hope. You hope something, right? So the something is the complement of the verb, right? I hope what? That you win this competition. So that you win this competition, which is a noun clause, is the object of the verb hope, and it's working as a complement. So we'll call it a verb complement. All right. Third example. We enjoyed watching this show. We enjoyed what? Watching this show. Now, if I don't add this to the sentence and end the sentence right here at enjoyed, we enjoyed, you're going to ask what? What did you enjoy? There has to be something that you enjoyed, right? So, the natural question is what? Because the sentence looks incomplete. We enjoyed what? Watching this show. So, watching this show is the object of the verb enjoyed, and since it's completing its meaning, we'll call it a verb complement. All right. So now you know a verb complement is something that complements the verb, that completes the meaning of the verb, right? And without it, the sentence looks incomplete and does not render the intended meaning. You know this, right? Now, types of verb complements. There are two types of verb complements. Number one, direct object, which is the most common type of verb complement. Number two, indirect object. Let's talk about both of these separately. All right. Number one, direct object. What is a direct object? A direct object of a verb is something that directly receives an action. Directly. It is generally a thing, can be a person as well. So when you ask what or whom to the verb, and there is only one answer to the question, that is basically your direct object. Get the point? It is something or somebody that receives the action directly. All right, direct object. A direct object of a verb is someone or something that directly receives the action. Asking what or whom to the verb gives you the direct object. Let's look at some examples. I love. When I say I love, you must love somebody or something. Who do I love? John. So John is an object, direct object to the verb love, right? John is the person that receives the action of love, right? That is why it is the direct object. And since it completes the meaning of the verb love, it is a verb complement. All right. Max beat Connor in the final or in the finals. All right. Max beat Connor. Max beat, if I end the sentence here, or I say Max beat in the finals, it does not make any sense. The sentence looks incomplete without Connor. All right. Without Connor. So Connor is the direct object of the verb beat and is working as the verb complement, because without it, the sentence does not make any sense, right? It does not have its core meaning. It looks incomplete. It looks strange as well. That's what a direct object is. Now, what is an indirect object? An indirect object is a person that receives the direct object. It's always a person or a thing that is personified. All right. It's 99.9% times a person. So it's usually always a person that receives the direct object, right? It is the person for whom or to whom the action is done. All right. So an indirect object is usually a person for whom an action is done, for whom or to whom an action is done. All right. The indirect object receives the action. The indirect object receives not the action. Let's not write this. Receives the direct Oh my god. The pen is not working. I don't know why. Just give me a second, guys. So I'll say it receives direct object. All right, let's call it DO. All right, the indirect object receives the direct object. Right, we can find it by asking whom to the verb. Ask whom to the verb to find out the indirect object. Examples. I will show your parents what you do here. I will show whom? Your parents. What you do here. So what you do here is the direct object. I will show what you do here. To whom? Your parents, right? So your parents is the indirect object that are receiving the direct object, which is what you do here. All right. Second example, don't tell my friends anything. Don't tell what? Anything. This is what you don't tell, right? And to whom? My friends, right? Don't tell my friends anything. Okay. This is what an indirect object is. I have a lesson on this, right? That explains everything about direct and indirect object in detail. I have a post about it on my website www.englishwithashish.com as well. You can check it out. The link is in the description. Now the next question is, what can be a complement to the verb? What can be a verb complement, right? Since it's an object, it can be a noun or a noun phrase. It can be a pronoun. It can be a gerund or a gerund phrase, obviously. It can be an infinitive or an infinitive phrase. And it can also be a noun clause. All right, let's understand all of them one by one with examples. Number one, noun or a noun phrase. Single word noun or a noun phrase. A group of words, phrase that functions as a noun. All right, example. Number one, I don't have money to spend. I don't have. If I just say I don't have and add the sentence here, it does not make any sense. I don't have. Brother, I don't have. Have what? Money. Money. All right. I don't have money to spend. All right. So money is the direct object, a noun. They killed an innocent dog. They killed whom? An innocent dog, right? I can say, I don't have your number, a noun phrase. I don't have what you want. It can be a clause as well. It can be a noun clause as well, which we'll talk about later on. All right. Noun or a noun phrase. Number two, pronoun. It can be a pronoun as well. I have never seen. Seen what? If I don't add this to the sentence looks strange, right? Incomplete. I have never seen. Seen what? You'll ask what or whom? I have never seen him, or I have never seen this, or I have never seen it, right? A pronoun. Or a noun, I've never seen Rahul, I've never seen this movie, right? I've never seen the Taj Mahal, I've never seen your house, something like that. All right. Give me something for the program. Give me for the program. Give me what? Give me, you want something, right? Give me for the program. Give me what? Something, right? Direct object. So it can be a pronoun as well. It can be a gerund or a gerund phrase. Now, what is a gerund? A gerund is an ing form of a verb. What is it? It's an ing form of a verb ending with ing that does not work as a verb, that functions as a noun, that works as a noun. Always remember, a gerund works as a noun. So a gerund can be a verb complement. It can also work as the object of the verb. Examples. I would prefer, if I end the sentence here without talking about what I would prefer, it would not be complete. All right. Or we would prefer what? Prefer what? We would prefer sitting at the last table. This is what we would prefer. So it's a gerund phrase starting with the gerund sitting, right? Working as a noun, working as the object of the verb prefer. Since it's completing its meaning, we'll call it a verb complement. Second example. Kids love playing. Kids love what? Playing. So playing is not working as a verb here. Nobody's playing here. Playing is working as a noun. It's just a name of an activity. Kids love what? Playing, right? Kids love what? Playing. Fourth, infinitive or an infinitive phrase. Now, what is an infinitive? An infinitive is 2 plus base form of a verb that has different functions. That can function as a noun, as an adjective, as an adverb, but here as a verb complement, it will function as a noun. I'll write examples. I like to sing sometimes. I like sometimes. If I just say I like sometimes or just I like, does not make any sense. It looks incomplete, weird, right? Now, it needs its object, its complement, which is to sing. I like what? To sing. So to sing is working as a noun here, right? Object of the verb like, all right? It We can make it a phrase as well. I like to sing in my bathroom. I like to sing with kids. It can be a phrase as well. Second example, your friends want what? You must want something, right? The object must come after the verb. Your friends want what? To come to my party. Your friends want to come to my party. Infinitive. To come to my party. This is an infinitive phrase working as a noun. The object of the verb want, since it's working as an object, completing its meaning, we'll call it a verb complement. Now the last one, a noun clause. What is a noun clause? It's a dependent clause that functions as a noun. All right. It can be a verb complement as well. It can be a direct object as well. Examples. I know, you know what? If I just end the sentence here without talking about what I know, it will not make any sense, will it? No. I know, I know what, right? Uh, in a context, you can say I know. Let's suppose somebody uh, said something that, hey, I'm going to Mumbai and I'll not be here tomorrow, yada yada yada, and you say I know. Now there's a particular context, right? It's all right in this context because whatever you know has already been said. So in this context, you don't need to use the object because it's already been said, right? I know what you just have said, all right? But generally, without a context, you need the object, you need the complement. I know. If you just go to somebody and say, I know, the person will ask, what? What do you know? You have to add what you know, right? I know that you want me to lose. I know that you want to hit me. I know that you want to marry me. I know that you want to kiss me. I know that you want to work with me, whatever, right? So it's working as the object. My man. Second example, nobody could imagine that you would lose the fight in the first round. Nobody could imagine. Imagine what? Nobody could imagine. Imagine what? There has to be something that you imagine, right? Nobody could imagine. Imagine what? That you would lose the fight in the first round. It's a noun clause. Conjunction, subject, verb phrase, right? It's a noun clause. Conjunction, subject, verb. Noun clause. Now, subject complement versus verb complement. A subject complement can confuse you. You might think it's a verb complement, right? Because it comes after a verb, but that's not the case. A subject complement comes after a linking verb. A verb complement comes after an action verb. That is the difference, right? A linking verb links the subject to its complement. So after a linking verb, you have a subject complement in form of a noun, noun phrase, noun clause, right? Or an adjective, adjective phrase. So a subject complement either renames the subject, gives the subject a new name, or modifies it, right? Gives information about it. A verb complement is an object that comes after an action verb that receives the action. All right, so there is a difference. After an action verb, you have a verb complement in form of an object. That could be a noun, pronoun, gerund, infinitive, right? All the things we've already talked about. After a linking verb, we have a subject complement in form of a noun, noun phrase, noun clause, adjective or adjective phrase. It can't be an adjective clause, right? Now, if you don't know anything about a linking verb, I have a lesson on that. Go check that out. I have a website post on that as well. You can check it out. Link in the description. All right. The most common form of a linking verb is to be. Is, am, are, was, were. Right. So it has multiple forms, right? To be, being, right? You should check the lesson on linking verbs out. Now, let me show you some examples of subject complements so that you understand the difference. All right. These buildings are very old. These buildings are very old. So, very old is an adjective phrase that is describing, that is modifying the subject, these buildings. So, it's referring to the subject, these buildings, right? These buildings are very old. These buildings were very old. These buildings have been very old. We can use different types of linking verbs, right, to link the subject to its complement, which is very old, right? We don't have an action verb here. So after this verb, very old is working as a subject complement, completing the subject. All right. Rahul was, linking verb, a coder at an MNC. Rahul was what? A coder. So I am giving Rahul a name which is a coder. All right. I can say Rahul was a cricketer. Rahul was a singer. Rahul was a teacher. Right. So here, after the linking verb, we have a subject complement, not a verb complement. It's not an action verb. All right. An action verb is followed by an object, a verb complement. Now, one more thing that I want you to know. An adverb can also function as a verb complement. Yes, it can. When it does, we call it an adverbial complement, which is a special term given to it. But it functions as a verb complement in a way. I'll give you an example and make you understand. So if I say, put the money in my pocket. All right, try to understand this. This is very important. I'll make a separate lesson on it as well. It'll come very soon as well. So put the money, if I just end the sentence here without talking about where, put the money. You'll ask, where should I put the money? So the placement is very important. Or you should put the money. Put the money, obviously there is an implied subject, which is you here. It is implied. All right. You put the money where? In my pocket. So in my pocket is a prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase working as an adverb, right? Working as an adverb, modifying the verb put, right? Talking about its location. So it's working as an adverb, but it's completing the meaning of the verb put. So it's working as a verb complement in a way. All right. But it's not an object. It is not a direct object, indirect object. It is not a noun, right? It is not an object. It's an adverb completing the meaning of a verb. Since it's an adverbial and working as a complement, we'll call it an adverbial complement, which is a special term, and we'll talk about it in the next lesson. All right. I can give you one other example. For example, I will look after your kids. All right. I will look after your kids, or I will look after it. I will look after it. Now, if I remove this and read it, I will look your kids, or I will look it. First of all, it does not make any sense. Even if you try to make any sense out of it, you will try to have, or you will have a different meaning. All right. which is different from its original meaning. All right, you will look it, you'll think you will look at it, right? But that's not the meaning it intends to give, or it gives. I will look after your kids, that means I will take care of your kids, right? I will look after it, that means you will take care of that particular thing. All right, so the word after, which is a preposition, is essential to the meaning of this verb look. So it's working as a complement here as well, right? So we'll talk about it in the next lesson, what is an adverbial complement, which is a type of a verb complement. All right, so that's all about today's lesson, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Before you go, I have a task for you. So on your screen are some sentences, right? What you guys have to do is you have to find verb complements in these sentences and write in the comment section below, right? If you have a question, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Press that notification button as well, so that every single time I come up with a video, you get notified and you get to watch it right away. And yeah, check out my website www.englishwithashish.com as well. You will find this topic there as well. And I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. Namaskar.